about her. She never says a word. And now, when I watch her, two things I like. She's playing much faster, much faster. She was playing too slow the first half of the season.
From the college season.
They didn't even give her the understanding, like, you girls been ready for the WNBA season. Y'all been working out on the no.
What happens if one person takes over the league entirely instead than simply joining it? There's more to the hoopla around Caitlin Clark than meets the eye. It's a complete takeover. Fans, commentators, and even the greatest legends of the game have been drawn to her electric abilities and fearless style of play. This level of adulation and discussion among NBA icons, the same legends who established the benchmark for greatness, has never been generated by a WNBA player before her. The fact that they are now discussing Caitlin's influence speaks volumes about how significant she has grown. She's not only playing, she's altering the game and motivating the upcoming generation of players with her unparalleled skill on the court and record-breaking performances. This is where things start to get interesting, though. Not everyone is applauding her ascent. Many have questioned her, attacked her, and even attempted to undermine her. And for just that reason, two legends have taken over. Larry Bird and Michael Jordan have had enough, and what they're going to say could fundamentally change the story. You won't want to miss their interpretation of Caitlin Clark's journey, so stay tuned. We must now examine Allen Iverson, another legend, in order to fully comprehend this time. Like Caitlin Clark at the moment, he was one of the biggest stars of his time and had a profound impact on basketball culture. In college, both were already well known. Both had high expectations going into the professional ranks, and they both met them. Compared to other elite prospects, they weren't the most physically dominant players, but their exceptional skill and confidence more than made up for it. For a generation, Iverson was the ultimate idol. It took years for the league to adapt after his devastating crossover surprised defenders and changed the game. Young girls today are staring at Caitlin Clark in the same way and attempting to play like her by imitating her movements. Iverson recognizes that same quality, and in a recent interview, he broke down Caitlin's skill set and mindset to explain why she is such a game changer.
You know what I mean? I never seen anything like it. You know what I mean? And then just how aggressive she is, you know, and not just scoring in basketball, getting her teammates involved as well. I think she's so great for the game. You know what I mean? It was a pleasure watching her, and I just think down the road.
Since Allen Iverson instantly identifies Caitlin Clark as a powerful offensive force, the same role he played during his prime, it's really not surprising that he decides to commend her. As soon as they entered the league, they were tasked with leading their clubs offensively. Iverson emphasized the need for assertiveness in such type of role. However, superior playmaking is what really sets decent players apart from all-time greats, and Caitlin Clark excels at it. She is already improving everyone around her despite being one of the team's least seasoned players. We refer to these players as floor raisers. Simply by virtue of their presence, gravity, and selfless devotion to the game, they improve their teammates. Iverson demonstrated this by dominating games and leading the squad with little offensive skill to the NBA Finals. What Caitlin Clark will become at her best is now the true question. Iverson thinks she will only become better, and she will undoubtedly keep learning how to improve her team even more. But like any successful team, the Indiana Fever must surround her with the right players in order for it to occur. Iverson was entertaining in addition to being effective. Another thing he has in common with Caitlin Clark is that fans flock to stadia to witness his breathtaking highlights. Every ticket is worth it because of these players. However, pressure follows that spotlight. Throughout his career, Iverson was heavily criticized by the media. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, has taken a different approach. For her age, she is remarkably media-savvy and composed. She avoids needless controversy and says the correct things in every interview. And another NBA legend, Charles Barkley, has taken notice of it. Barkley knows better than anybody how challenging it is to strike a balance between public perception and performance.
To me, it's just hatred towards this young lady. Only thing she's doing, like you said, is out here. She's playing the game of basketball, and she's having fun doing it.
I love her game. A lot like Steph. She reminds me of Steph Curry a lot. You know,
anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time.
Score points. Her mindset and heart ethic are the key to her dominance in every facet of the game, both on and off the court. Despite intense pressure from organizations and fans when she joined the league, she managed to surpass all expectations. She has demonstrated that she is more resilient than many anticipated by taking blows from opponents and engaging in physically demanding games. Her ongoing progress, however, is what really sticks out. She has developed throughout the course of the season, rapidly learning how to outperform her WNBA rivals. And given the stark contrast between collegiate and professional basketball, that's not simple. Most people are unaware of how quick, physically demanding the WNBA is. Because rival teams are especially targeting Caitlin, that challenge is even more difficult for her. She has obviously put in a lot of preparation, which is the only way to deal with that. Many viewers were taken aback by this aspect of her game because at first they thought she was merely a talented player without exceptional physical attributes. However, domination can take many different forms. Even Shaquille O'Neal, who is frequently regarded as the most dominant player of all time, acknowledges greatness in a variety of styles. Despite having somewhat different bodies, he has publicly declared that Stephen Curry is his favorite player right now. Shaq perceives the same degree of excellence in Caitlin Clark. On Angel Reese's podcast, he even gave her accolades, equating her influence to that of Steph Curry and describing how both players brought a fresh level of enthusiasm to their respective leagues.
Popular WNBA player, but she's not the best at this time. Just like Larry and I were not the best when we entered the league. We became the best later on by our play. Caitlin still has to play great to become the best WNBA.
One of the most significant takeaways from that discussion was the unmistakable recognition that Caitlin Clark is accomplishing things that no other WNBA player has ever done. Angel Reese acknowledged as much. However, her reaction reduced Caitlin's skill to just making deep threes from the logo, failing to give her due credit. And let's face it, you can't just do that. It takes years of practice, self-assurance, and accuracy to acquire that extremely challenging skill. Drawn to it because it's outstanding and not merely flashy. More than others, Shaquille O'Neal is aware of this, and he stated unequivocally that it is precisely this special talent that is attracting new spectators to WNBA arenas. However, his remarks seem to be a sly shot at Angel Reese, who has publicly stated that the league's rising popularity isn't just due to Caitlin Clark. However, the difference is clear, particularly when it comes to Reese's lack of long-range shooting prowess. Shaq's position was obvious. The league is receiving a lot of attention thanks to Caitlin Clark. The moment that truly changed everything that arrived. At last, Michael Jordan spoke up and he didn't hold back. According to him, the WNBA owes Caitlin Clark a lot for her contributions to the sport. However, he didn't end there. He also criticized the officiating, claiming that she has been treated unfairly by referees and that the league must correct this. It's a strong statement. People pay attention when the greatest player of all time says anything like that. His remarks made it abundantly evident that Caitlin Clark is a genuine game-changer whose influence is no longer to be disregarded. At the same time, her rivalry with Angel Reese has grown to be a significant factor in the league's rise in popularity. It seems like history is repeating itself. The NBA struggled with low viewership in the 1970s, barely enough interest for live broadcasts. However, everything changed when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, two players from different generations, entered the scene as rivals. In addition to breaking records, their historic NCAA championship showdown ignited a huge surge in basketball interest. And now, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are witnessing a similar time in women's basketball.
Do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love, you know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He look like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
But he's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent.
The WNBA's current expansion is greatly influenced by this rivalry, and it is getting harder to dismiss the comparisons to Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. The NBA was having trouble gaining traction at the time, but their rivalry turned everything around, increasing the league's level of competition, enthusiasm, and attention. History appears to be repeating itself right now. The fierce rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese was a major factor in the NCAA women's tournament breaking viewership records. That momentum continued when both athletes joined the WNBA simultaneously, generating a wave of new admirers and media coverage. Magic Johnson himself has acknowledged the comparison because it has grown so strong. Surprisingly, he concurs. Although he believes Caitlin Clark has the same potential, he also made a crucial point. Being the most well-liked player does not equate to being the best. He made the point that when they initially joined the league, neither he nor Larry Bird were the top players. Through steady performance over time, they rose to the top. That path is yet ahead of Caitlin Clark. Magic Johnson, who owns the Los Angeles Sparks and has long supported the WNBA, has always thought the league would develop into a significant sports enterprise. That vision is already beginning to materialize. He clearly linked the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese to the WNBA's ascent. Drawing comparisons to his own conflicts with Larry, the league might see the same level of economic and cultural expansion as the NBA did in the 1980s if things keep going in this direction. Furthermore, popularity is not the only factor. It also has to do with how the game is played. Caitlin Clark's exceptional talent level is already having an impact on how teams play and how young athletes practice. Much way Magic and Bird's distinct styles revolutionized basketball. Magic's vision and basketball IQ transformed offenses when he joined the league, raising the bar for point guards. And it's possible that Caitlin Clark will follow suit in the WNBA. Faster. I want to be better on defense. But more than anything, I tell you, the biggest people that I leaned on was my family, my support. Chris Paul is frequently mentioned when discussing the perfect point guard, a player who understands defenses, manages the game, and improves everyone. Because of his exceptional playmaking instincts and scoring prowess, he is regarded as the ideal example of a traditional point guard. Caitlin Clark is demonstrating the same degree of authority on the court in numerous ways. In a manner that seems much beyond her experience. She is dismantling defenses, generating opportunities, and controlling the game's flow. Chris Paul even made a symbolic comparison between his own early career and Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year season.